Hi, it's Frank Leo, and I want to give you an update. The numbers are out. April, there's a lot of changes, so I want to get right to it and share them with you so that you know what's going on and how that's going to affect you and your family. From last year, April, to this year, sales are down 41.2%. Now, let's put it in perspective. Last year was a record year, the most homes ever sold. So basically, we expected sales to go down, and that's what happened, 41.2%. But I think what's really more telling is what's the difference was from March to April. And for March to April, sales were down only 26%. So something happened, and I'm going to share with you what I think that might be. That sales were down 26% from month over month. The price, well, last year, from April to April, the prices went up 15%. And that's a big number. But from March to April, they actually went down 6.4%. Interesting, right? And the other thing that I want to share with you is the amount of properties. You're probably seeing that there's more properties for sale now than there were before. And that is true. Yes, we have more properties on the market. So that's key. So what do you think has happened to make this, occur? Well, let's start first with the interest rates. The Bank of Canada increased the interest rates by half a percentage point. They were half a percentage point. You increase by half a percentage point, they've essentially gone up double, right? Now, that is going to increase the cost of a mortgage. If it's $800,000, about $170 a month. So it's about $2,100 and some odd dollars a year. So that's, it's a lot of money. But that's what's happening. That's not what you want to hear, but it has helped slow the market down in terms of sales. Number two, we have inflation. Inflation is at a 31-year high, and that's something that's really hurting our pocketbook because the cost of everything has gone up: food, clothing, everything you do. Not to mention, we have an invasion of Russia into Ukraine, and our gas prices are going through the roof. So those things are called inflationary factors that are making us pay for the everyday goods, leaving less disposable income. So that's going to affect us. The thing is that we don't know when those things are going to change because we don't have a crystal ball. We hope it's over soon, but unfortunately now it's still going on. So those are the two things that have caused us to be concerned, and sales have gone down because of that. Now, what does that mean for buyers and sellers? Well, for buyers, it's actually an opportunity to actually buy a better home. Now, what I mean by better is that in the first few months of the year, there was no inventory. The homes were selling so quickly that a buyer would actually have to go there, make a decision, and buy a home as quickly as possible because it would be gone very quickly and they wouldn't have a chance to see other homes. And so they were concerned because prices were going up so quickly. They had to make a decision or pay more for the next home. And that was very frustrating. Now they can look at the homes, assess which home is better for them, and put an offer in and find the right property. So that's going to help you in the long term because you're not going to have to move as often if you find the right property, number one. Number two, the prices have come down a little bit. So now actually the mortgage will be on a smaller dollar amount, even though the rates are slightly higher. So in the end, it kind of washes out, but you're going to have a better home because you picked it and you had choices. That's great. Now, on the seller side, you say, well, what's happening with the sellers? Well, with more homes on the market, there's a little bit more competition, but the market is still a seller's market. The one factor that we know is that there's not enough homes for sale right now. We have about 1.5 to 2 months worth of inventory, and that means that, there's still more properties that buyers will need. And until we get to about 5 or 6 months worth of inventory, we're not going to see that huge decline that people say could happen. It's not going to happen right now. We know that there's not enough properties for sale. Now, there is one wild card. Now, this wild card is called the government. The government has said a lot of things about what they're going to do to help real estate, to increase inventory, to stop blind bidding. Hey, those things are all going to affect the market. But right now, if you're buying, I think you have a great opportunity to buy and choose the home that's going to be ideal for you, get it more calmly, and be able to pay a little bit less than the first few months of the year. That being said, as a seller, you have a great market. It's still a seller's market. It's not quite as high as last month or the month before, but that was crazy and unsustainable. It's still a good market. And going forward, you can make your move, you can sell your property, and you also have more of a selection in terms of where you're going to go, where you didn't have that a month ago. So You know, I hope this helps you. If not, if you have more questions, feel free to contact us. We're happy to help because there is a lot going on in the real estate market and you want to know how to deal with it for you and your family. Have a wonderful day.